Welcome back, everybody, to episode 104 of the Lookout Podcast.
Yes.
I am, of course, Meelz, and I am here with JG Okotsu himself.
Yes. What's going on, buddy? How you feeling?
We're pretty imminent away from Anime NYC. I've seen a lot.
We are.
I've seen a lot of accounts. I've seen a lot of people pretty much with the going or soon thing, Anime NYC in their avatar.
Yeah. We there now. It's a good time, man. It's really exciting, honestly.
Absolutely. I don't know. I guess people wanted conventions back. They really did.
Yeah, I mean,
I've never went.
I know, right? It's my first one, but as long as it's it's done properly and everyone's having a good time and it's safe, man, I'm really excited, honestly.
No, you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Let's see. So, boom. What kind of news do we have here? We don't have much news, to be honest with you.
Not much this round.
Bandai Namco ends digital sales and online service next year for Jump Force.
I saw that. Not surprised.
What's the legacy of this game?
For me, the legacy of the game is just to play as like a few Hunter x Hunter characters. That's all that mattered to me. I got what I wanted. I still have the game. I still have all the season pass or whatever. So I have all the characters. I'm good. I can still turn it on and play it every now and then for bullshit if need be. But yeah, man, that's it. That's all that mattered to me. I just wanted to be able to play as Meruem for just a little bit, and that's it. Who cares?
That is a terrible.
I know there are people who really like this game, though. It's a very small nest of people, but there were some angry people out there. But I mean, shit, the game wasn't great. It was just, I consider it fan service. Like if you just wanted to be able to play as a bunch of different characters from Shonen and not take it too seriously, this was your moment. Other than that, that's it.
Did you play any other aspects of the game? I'm interested in this game if it's actually good or
not really. I mean, I don't think it's a good game per se, but it's really just a fan service type of feel for me, honestly. But no, I didn't put like hours into it.
I wanted to say all right, so between this and like Smash Bros, where does this game go wrong?
Oh, I mean, it's not even close to Smash Bros. It's just very like the combat is not structured. It's kind of wonky, but the little special moves and the stuff that is specific to each character is really cool. Because they do like mashup. You can have like Hisoka and Meruem fight, and there's like a little like cool little
Hisoka and Meruem fight. Like,
yeah,
that's
like
the mashup.
That's the matchup. Like you can do fun shit like that if you want, but
they're both from Hunter x Hunter.
They're both from that. Yeah, that's all I need. So I fought Cell with Meruem, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, I guess that would be a thing that you would do. That's a dream battle.
Absolutely. But besides that, there's not much to it, dude. I mean, yeah, it's really, if you bought it for like a very, very specific reason. You know what I'm saying?
A very specific character. I also want to play as Monkey D. Luffy. I also want to play as All Might versus Goku and see where that would go on. And then
I think I got mine for Black Friday last year, if I remember.
Interesting.
It was cheap.
Yeah, I would imagine so. Let's see. Up next we have Jojo's Bizarre Adventure, Stone Ocean.
Yeah.
December 1st, Netflix. First 12 episodes. I'm interested in if I have to see any other of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure to watch this thing, because I just haven't. I haven't had.
What Eric was telling me, you shouldn't have to. Like you should be able to just start it off the bat, because I've only seen probably 5% of JoJo. So.
I've seen first 7 episodes of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Yeah,
and I thought initially, and this is obviously an unpopular opinion in our Discord because there are people who love JoJo. It seemed like they were doing a lot. It was very dramatic, but I guess that's the
point. Yeah,
that's the point of it. It's
it
the
is.
OD, the point of it.
It is. It's OD dramatic.
Yeah. But at some point, it just ended up being like way too much for me. I was like, okay.
It's very like flamboyant, you know.
I don't know if I could binge like 7 episodes all at once. I don't know if I could do that.
I don't think it's for everybody, you know. But it is very popular, and like it has like a hardcore cult fan base, you know. So as we'll soon find out on this network.
God bless the Jojo fans. God bless the fans of the Jojo agenda. Yeah, we got some stuff coming up. So make sure you stay tuned. Let me see if there's anything else that is coming.
I know I'm over here thinking myself. You buy any new manga or anything like that recently? You get anything cool?
Shoot. Have I? No, I've been saving my money for anime.
I hear you.
I know that I'm gonna buy like a million different things. So I was just like, let me not even bother. Let me not even touch this thing, because if it's anything like anything else in New York City, it's gonna be expensive.
Right.
But I'm looking forward to doing a bunch of stuff like that. We got some end of the year stuff coming up, of course. End of the year. We got to talk about all our favorite anime and all our favorite manga and who we thought are the best girl and best boy. I don't know if we need to do all that, but we're definitely going to have a discussion. We're going to definitely have a dialogue.
I think that we could bring the whole team on.
Yeah. Is there any people who are like, any shows that are currently your favorites? What are in the running for anime of the year for you right now?
Anime of the year for me right now. Damn.
I saw you were watching Dr. Stone last night.
I was watching Dr. Stone last night. It had been a little bit. I do like to just like, it's a nice one to just turn on, honestly. And just kind of like vibe out to. Because I wasn't
season
really
2, season 1?
I was on season 1 at the time, just like, you know, just rewatching a few episodes. We have I feel like you and I have a good understanding together with Dr. Stone, and then other people are just like, you know, like they always got some slick shit to say. But I mean, you know, it's fun.
Dr. Stone is fun. Well, listen,
it's
season 2 could potentially be. I mean, if you want to have it, I thoroughly enjoyed season 2. Could potentially be one of the better ones this year.
Yeah.
But also came out this year, something that we're going to talk about pretty soon, which is Tokyo Revengers, which gained a lot of notoriety this year.
Sure.
Funny how an anime can kind of change everything.
Yeah. No, really.
Another one. The pretty much, I wouldn't say even the second half, maybe like the second like 6/8, 5/8 of Jujutsu Kaisen. That dropped this year. Attack on Titan continued to do things this year. Good lord, what else came out? I mean, My Hero Academia, but I doubt they're going to win unless people are just fans of it.
Yeah, no. If we see some My Hero shenanigans, then we know what's going on.
I'm still gonna put in a case.
I think you should, but you know, I think there was a clear understanding on this season too.
Yeah, absolutely. What else dropped this year? I mean, listen, I have a mini agenda for Pokemon Journeys.
I've heard. You won't let it down.
No. I'm not gonna bombard it because
I still need that list, dude. I still need the list of what episodes I should.
Just you're actually you would watch the episode.
Yeah. If you give me like a short version of what I need to bang out, I'll do it.
They're writing this season just differently. Like whoever's writing it is definitely not the same person who's been writing it for maybe like the last what's the year 2001? The last 20 years.
Damn. You just killed whoever's been writing it for the past 20 years.
Bodied them. Whoever's writing this is writing it differently because they got, even the little filler episodes got a little bit of like concept to it. I was watching the episode that just came out today and I was like, wow, okay. All right.
You're knocking them out as they premiere. You're over there like, all right.
Oh yeah.
11:59.
It's, I like easy watching. I like stuff where I don't have to think. I just can enjoy.
Right.
So there are certain, and then like for instance, now I'm watching I said what I was talking about last week, friggin' what's it called again? Mushoku Tensei. So I've been watching that and requires a little bit of thought, but it's still a little adventure, a little fairy tale, other stuff like that. Attack on Titan requires all of my attention. all of my love and affection and attention.
Yeah.
Which it usually gets because it's just that good of a show. So I'm not sure what's going to be anime of the year. I'm interested in
where
manga
are they
of the
on?
year.
Same. I am too. I think that's where the real competition actually starts.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on with Demon Slayer? Are we there yet?
No. We got like another...
Somebody alert me.
3 weeks?
Wow. Okay. Cool.
Listen, I'm not mad at rewatching the movie. I'll be honest. I've been tuning
in. I'm not either,
but
I'm not mad at it. But I'm also like waiting.
I haven't seen the movie since I saw the movie, so I'm just like, okay, I'm tapped in a little bit. I mean, the episodes aren't that interesting, but you can judge from my Demon Slayer review that we had a little bit earlier. I said pretty much the first and second act as normal episodes, and then in the third act, that's when shit gets crazy. That's when all the shit that happens that matters actually happens.
Like, but it feels like they did it in an episode format and then changed it into a movie.
Yeah. So the third act is where everything matters. The final, whatever 2 episodes of this is going to be where things matter. I can't speak for the rest of the show. But you know what? If you enjoy it, please watch it. I mean, Funimation every week. Also Platinum Man, which we talked about last week. Funimation every week, new episodes.
That's right.
Maybe let's get to the main event. I really don't have that much to talk about. I feel like I've extended this conversation further.
I mean, there wasn't that much going on, and we actually touched on a lot last week as far as like news. But we do have Tokyo Revengers, and it is extremely popular for more than one reason. I know the manga itself is pretty popular, which kind of has been holding it down. But once the anime drops, things just skyrocket usually. So here we are.
Right. So Tokyo Revengers, we'll be talking about it right up next. On the lookout.
If you want to put an end to this and win this fight, then you're gonna have to kill me now.
Go get me my bat!
Uh-oh, that's bad.
We gotta get down there. Then I'll grant his wit.
I thought this was a fist fight.
Hey, Kiyomasa.
Huh?
Calm down, dumbass. You're scaring the crowd.
Who is that?
The vice commander of the Tokyo Manji gang. Ken Ryuguchi.
Hey there, Kenny.
Huh?
Put them all out of Doroyaki.
Who the hell is that guy?
Sir, welcome, sir!
Sir, welcome, sir!
He really be the head of the Tokyo Manji gang?
Good day, master! Welcome!
Shut your mouth.
Of course, sorry about that.
Welcome, master.
Kiyomasa, who died and made you the king around here?
Yes, sir.
Who are you?
Takemichi.
I see. So, Takemichi. So you're really in middle school?
Yeah.
Takemichi. Starting today, we're friends, yeah? Are you the one running these matches?
Yes.
Who do you think you are? Okay then, Takemichi.
Huh?
See you.
Stop bringing Tomon's rep down.
Let's go.
All right, we're back. Tokyo Revengers.
Tokyo Revengers.
For everyone who's listening to this, if you the dub is complete, by the way. Yeah. This is just great timing in terms of when we decided to talk about it, because I was watching on HBO Max in full dub. And literally the final episode came out this weekend. So it is available in English, if that makes it, if that entices you in any way. If you a casual viewer who is not a weeb or anything of the rather, who's like, I'm in love, subs, I can't listen to it, and
they're still out there.
The voices, watch it,
man,
dub.
If you love watching kids get beat up and some serious reckless fighting, and time traveling. This is your show right here.
I love how we underline time traveling like 3 times when we talk about this show.
I think we did a whole episode on time traveling on Dragon Ball Z back, a few years ago, and voila, here we are again in a way different setup. Real quick, speaking of Dragon Ball Z, I saw you didn't like Budokai 2.
I didn't like Budokai.
I didn't reply to that because I was like, I wanted to ask you on here, but why? What happened? Man?
I didn't. All right.
I really loved that game.
There's several things about Budokai 2. Mm-hmm. One, I watched my friend play Budokai 1. Now, Budokai 1 goes up to the Cell Saga, I believe.
Yes.
So the thrill of this one is that it went to the Buu Saga, which formally ends Dragon Ball Z.
True.
However, the initial Budokai has all those cutscenes and all the other things that make it work. And from a story standpoint, do all the things that the stories are supposed to do.
They cut the wages back.
Budokai 2 is you moving on the chessboard and fighting people in the order that you do on Dragon Ball Z.
Which is kind of weird considering like Budokai 1 was like the first Budokai was really successful. So you would think that I guess I understand your feelings on that because the second one should have been a little bit more massive as far as like the build.
Yeah.
Because the first one did really well.
So Budokai 2 had interesting like mechanics and like the fusion thing I liked and instant transmission Kamehameha thing that I liked and a lot of other stuff like that. But you were really just plowing through that game. There was no part of me, again, I love stories, but there was no part of you that gave the investment that you would have is the one that you create from knowing that you're fighting the same fights that are in the show. In the game, but you don't have the investment of like, for instance, like Kakarot, where it's like, okay, well, you got to talk to these people, or blah blah blah, A B C D F. Nah, well, I don't. And then also, I lent it, and I lent it to one of my neighbors upstairs. They scratched the shit out of the game and would not buy me the game back.
Oh well, I mean, so your vision's a little clouded.
No. I thought it was terrible before that happened. That's why I'm not even like mad.
I liked the game. I enjoyed it. I put a lot of time into it.
I heard Budokai 3 is that one though.
You said you heard Budokai 3 as well?
Is the one.
Budokai 3 is the one because all they do is combine 1 and 2. It's like the best of both worlds, really. But Dragon Ball Z games, they're still going strong. Xenoverse 2 is still like pushing out content, by the way.
That's crazy.
That's just been out since PS3. I'm almost for sure.
And Jump Force can't get a break.
They can
nothing. Jump Force will not be at Anime NYC.
This might be the last Jump Force we ever get, honestly, or Jump game. Period.
What a bad I know we're supposed to be talking about Tokyo Revengers.
I know, right? What did we just do?
But what a bad mess up. You know what I'm saying?
If you have the opportunity to put all of the best protagonists, antagonists from anime, manga into a video game, you would think it would be the biggest thing out.
Yeah.
So similar to like the Super Smash Brothers, but there's no real. They need a better system behind it if they're gonna do something like that ever again.
So I was always thinking like do the Marvel versus Capcom thing, but just take 2 anime titles and put them together.
Oh man, you kidding me? You joking, bro? I would lose my mind for like, Demon Slayer, Jujutsu Kaisen, or My Hero, Jujutsu Kaisen. You know what I'm saying? That shit would be crazy, bro.
Oh,
we all know that.
Attack on Titan.
Oh my goodness.
Throw them in there. Come on.
Insane.
How did we end up here?
Because we know we have to talk about time traveling. We're both trying to avoid this wonky concept in this show.
Tokyo Revengers was a manga that began in 2017 and is currently still going on.
Yes. It's almost over though. It's in its final arc, I believe.
It was adapted into an anime in 2020. Produced by Linden Films, who also did Berserk. Yeah. So the newer Berserk, not the old Berserk,
not the classic Berserk.
Yeah, the newer Berserk. First impressions of the series for yourself. When did you get into it? Who put you onto it? What happened?
Jamal put me on. But it came from him sending me a picture of Mikey. So I feel like he ambushed me a little bit because because Mikey's design is one like if you see it, you're like, oh yeah, he looks really cool, And from there, I'm doing the Googles at that point. I was like, oh yeah, that looks tight. That looks tight. I don't know anything about. I don't know at this point time traveling, all that. I don't know what's going on. I just see the big jackets, the gang shit, the tats, that's the hair, the fashion. That's all I see. So I'm like, cool. I'm rocking with it.
It bothers me that even in the title, if you take a Tokyo Revengers, there's nothing that alludes to time travel at all.
No. You would just think it's like school grade gang shit, like, you know, one setting, one time frame, like, you know, that type of thing. But
which would make sense.
Oh yeah. I mean, it would probably still be just as popular if that's kind of where it was going. But from there, he sent me an alternative link to start reading, because the manga has not been produced in English unless you like buy it digitally on like your, what are those things called? Nooks. So, you know, you can buy it English digital, but not physical. So he sent me a link, and I checked a few chapters out, and I was like, this is kind of hard, you know, but it does have some like questionable like methods to tell the story, where it gets a little wonky, or it gets a little like, you just brush off the fact that there's time travel almost. You kind of have to if you really want to like enjoy it. But
we're gonna talk about time travel, but let's lay the stage out for everything that's happening in the show thus far. So also my first experience with the series was, I saw that everyone was talking about it. I literally decided to press play, and I was just like, okay, well, here we go. And that is it. So in terms of the series thus far, as a main character named Takemichi, that is his last name. I don't remember his first name.
Haganaki.
Yes, there we go. Takemichi is the main character. He is a determined, yet I don't know. He's a fucking main character. He is determined, cries a lot, fights for things that he believes in. Blah 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 blah. He's the main perpetrator of this time travel. Hina is his girlfriend. She doesn't really do much. Kind of love. Damsel in distress, unless like something happens in the manga that I'm completely not tipped about. She gets a little
feisty every now and then.
Okay. She really served no purpose for me in this anime thus far. She's a tool for.
She is the tool for when he meets up with Mikey and.
She's a catalyst. She's a catalyst for some stuff that's happening. That's what I'll say. Naoto is Hina's brother and also detective in some timeline in the future.
We're unsure.
I
haven't read that far.
No. He's a detective. This is the first episode, second episode. Yeah. He comes back as a detective thus far. And then we have his friends, Makoto, Yamagishi, Yakon, and Takuya, and stuff like that. And they're like his best buds who may or may not live throughout various things of the show. So let's talk about the concept of the show. In the first episode, Takemichi hates his life. He's working at some video store in the year 2017. What do you make of them using actual years in the show? Do you feel like it provides context to the setting, or do you feel like it's just arbitrary?
No, I mean, I feel like it's just a year. They do have to be legit with the time frame considering the skips, but I don't know. I don't really, with everything going on, if it's 2017, I don't really consider it like a factor. I guess it doesn't really matter.
There was no reference to like Bad and Bougie playing or like Mask Off by Future.
How big is Drake right now? Like there's nothing going on.
All right. So he hates his life, and yet he walks into a train tracks and falls in, or he's pushed in rather. Is he pushed in?
Well, spoilers. He technically is pushed in. Yeah, he technically is pushed in.
I'm assuming he's pushed in based on the events of the show that he's pushed
he
in.
Is pushed in.
I assume that
you don't remember who he was pushed in by?
No, I don't remember who he was pushed
in.
Fair enough. Okay, but I know he was pushed in.
I
have an idea. I have an idea based on the show.
All right, cool.
So, He's pushed into the train tracks and is transported 12 years into the past to 2005. So the first question I have is, Jeff.
This man went back 12 years.
2005, where are you?
Where am I in 2005? I think I just got to Atlanta, actually. I believe. What grade was that? Was that 8th? Is that 9th? 8th.
8th.
Yeah, 8th grade. Yeah. I just got to Georgia, actually.
Good for you.
Yeah. Where were you?
Where was I? Good Lord. I
know, right? It took me a while. I had to scale back, bro.
When was I? Okay, 2003 I graduated into junior high. So 2003. I was in 8th grade. Wow.
Yeah, I'm about to say we were probably in similar places considering our age.
In 8th. No, I wasn't in 8th grade. God, no, I wasn't in 8th grade. I was in high school. I definitely was in high school.
Go.
And you're not that much older than me, so you had to be in high school too.
I probably would. Again, this is tough. It's tough to think about.
I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, 12 years ago. If they knocked me back 12 years ago, I don't even know what I would be like. I still have my same mental state.
Man, G Unit stuff. I remember buying this G Unit sweater.
I came back, man. Are you kidding me? Shit, I had the G6s. You know what I'm saying? Fuck around with me.
Oh my God! This is when The Massacre came out. This is when
Piggy Bank just dropped.
The documentary dropped. Chris Brown's first album dropped.
Wow, Poppin's on there, guys.
Listen, Slow Down by Bobby V.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Okay. I think
none of that was on the show.
No, none.
Unreal. You telling me that they didn't know what was going on?
You telling me they couldn't squeeze into the Keisha Cole song or something of the rather? Lil Wayne, Fireman.
Unreal.
Fireman by Lil Wayne. I know.
Goodness gracious.
Okay, so that's 2005. Nonetheless, he travels back to 2005 in history, and he goes back, and he has blonde hair now. He had black hair in the future. He has blonde hair now in the past. Gets beat up and stuff like that, and then. No, before he travels to the past, he finds out that Hina and Naoto are dead.
Yeah.
So he finds out they're dead by some gang violence. You're going to see a lot of this in the show. So they find out that they're dead, transports back to the past, then back to the present. After doing some things in the past, like I guess having a fight or something.
This is literally how it goes, y'all.
And then he goes back to the present, and Naoto, who is Hina's sister, is now a detective because he told him in the past, I'm gonna do everything I can to protect your sister because she's gonna die on this date in the future. So now the future tense Naoto has become a detective who is there now to protect his sister from dying and also figuring out how she died. But in the future, she also still died.
Yeah, she still died. Yeah. I was just about to say, like, let's talk about time travel in anime. I'm still waiting for somebody to get it right. I mean, are we ever gonna? I prefer honestly, I would feel more comfortable if they were just like, if an anime brought to me a situation where they want to go 12 years back and, forward, back and forth. Just stay in that timeline for a few episodes and then go back. And I mean, sending somebody back there, I think just brings up so many complicated storylines.
So I would like it if this anime took place in the future, but had a lot of the past to reference from. Like scenes, like a whole episodes that were 12 years ago? Whole arc. Same thing that they do. I mean, when we get to season 2 of Jujutsu Kaisen, people are going to know what happens. But things that are obviously... But the thing is that they want to change so much of the present by changing the past. But realistically, like, you keep moving and shifting the goalposts. Like, people are not going to be able to... It's like the Dragon Balls and Dragon Ball Z. Like, how can I... If you're going back to keep preventing all these things, how am I supposed to make sure that any weight is actually established within the show when you go back to the present? because you just want to change. You're like, oh, I don't want this person to die. Let me go back in the past and stop this from happening. And then I go back in the future and da.
They tried to describe the travel concept on like a whiteboard on one of the episodes. It may have been like episode 3 or 4 or some shit.
They go in the theory of it's one linear thing.
It's like that, but that adds more confusion.
Yeah, because now every time, because there's at points where he goes in the past and comes back in the future, and nigga's still a detective.
Yeah,
and it's just like, oh, you didn't move.
Your life didn't change. Like, what's going on with the people around you?
Yeah, I was just like, wait, but I was just in the past. Like, was he in that moment just reliving out the things that happened, or did he change anything?
See that, and it looks to me like there's nothing being. Like, well, no, the point is to change, though. The point is to change.
Like, it's not like, all right, so he isn't Trunks, right? He's not a character from another timeline that jumps in the past.
He's from the current timeline.
He's from the current timeline, but he's inhabiting the body of himself in the past
to change the future.
Yes.
But when he comes back to the future, everything's the same.
Except the various times where things have changed.
And that is Tokyo Revengers. This has been The Lookout.
Oh my
God.
But
seriously, it really is. I don't know. I mean, I guess
it's like the most like I don't know if it's unnecessary. I like the general idea of it, but I think once again you add time travel to anything, you complicate it so much because there are so many holes in everything that you do that the story can never be a succinct whole together. That is why. Have we seen time travel in JJK yet?
Have I seen time travel in JJK yet? What are you talking about?
Is there time travel in JJK?
Oh, nah. You know, Gay ain't on that shit, man. Gay, look, Gay gonna give you. He gonna take you back to that time period, let you see some things, and then you're gonna eventually. It's just, like you said, as an arc. You know, Gojo's past arc. You can see him as a baby and whatever. You know, you check that shit out, and then you move back into current times. But as far as like, no, there is we ain't time traveling over there. Not in that universe, man.
Oh my!
Because
God.
you eventually constrict yourself. I mean,
My Hero has a whole other manga dedicated to things that happened in the past.
We love that though. I like that.
I love that.
That's better. It's better. But I mean, this doesn't make this show or the manga bad. It's just always a confusing concept when you add that into it. That's our point.
Another, I guess, defining moment or factor of this show. I'm gonna ask you something, which I'm pretty sure I know the answer to. Have you seen the Boondocks?
Of course.
Do you know what the idea of what a nigga moment is?
I do. Who had a real nigga moment or just a nigga moment?
But the show is entirely crafted by those when the ignorance overwhelms the mind of an otherwise.
There's a lot of violence that happens on this series that really is totally unnecessary. Like, I mean, even for a gang, like, you know what I'm saying? Even for gangs like here today and like or in our country, like it's a lot of things that happen on this shit is totally like unnecessary.
I'm interested. Is like, yo, is this how it kind of works? Like everyone wears the same thing. Like there's a uniform.
You don't like the fits?
I do, but it feels very. Maybe it's not used to the gang shit that I'm used to.
It feels like school, like a
it
uniform.
Feels like school.
Yeah.
So when like Valhalla and Mobius, they all come in their their gang fits. And just trying to make it work. I'm like, all right, so where are we going with this? Like, is there school in this show? Or is the gang life take precedence over everything?
I couldn't figure out if the gang shit was a reference to like territory or a reference to like school year, like your grade, or like the school you go to. You know what I'm saying? That was like my confusion at first. Was trying to figure out what. I mean, I know it's Tokyo Manji gang, but like they started introducing other gangs. And I'm like, do they just go to a different school? Is that why, or is it a different neighborhood? Is it?
All right, let's talk about the goal of the show. So we bring everybody back down to line. Yeah. So the goal of this show, at least that's established for Takemichi in the first part of the show, is that his goal is for Mikey not to meet Kiseki.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Mikey is the head of...
Is that nigga.
Talk about him.
He's that nigga. He's ruthless, but he has a very like... he's charismatic, bubbly personality.
He's you. Just say it. He is you.
Yeah, we're very well. I didn't want to take it that far, man. But his introduction is great. Like his actual episode is. I think it's a great way to like bring somebody in who, you're supposed to be terrified of him. Mm-hmm. I think that was like a really great way to do it. He's very like, he has a little flamboyant, and he's like I said, charismatic. You don't think he would be the leader, which I think is cool. But everyone
fears him, but he's still pretty like laid back and stuff like that. So the idea is for Mikey not to meet Kiseki. Kiseki is also someone who proves to be very, very dangerous. I mean, we don't really see him until like midway through the season. Like see him. You encounter him, even though you're not really sure at various times. But the idea is for Mikey not to meet Kiseki, because that is when Toman apparently goes up in flames in the future. So, the spirit who is inhabiting Takemichi's body in the past has now a goal for them not to meet. We also meet Draken.
Young Draken. He's a cold motherfucker too, bro.
Yeah, he's cool.
Yeah, he's real cool. Great design. Love the tattoo. I love his little origin story. When he got the tat, and then when he met Mikey, I thought that was a really cool like episode.
I love those stories.
Yeah.
It is always weird to me when we go in the past to time travel to the past, and then from there on, we have memories of things that happen even further in the past.
Yeah. You know what's crazy? This series picks up like season 2. Like I don't really. Well, I guess at the end of this episode, I'll make my overall assumption on this, like, or my overall thoughts on this first season. But it sets everything up,
as it should.
Some of these episodes aren't that important.
In the grand scheme of things,
yeah. In the grand scheme, it's like it's just a setup.
Let's talk about the controversy of Toman. Not Toman in the show, but Toman just the reason why there are no physical copies in the United States.
Sure. Yeah.
I don't care what angle you rotate the swastika, it ain't gonna fly in the United States, buddy.
Yeah. So I'm assuming the reason why it hasn't been printed yet in the US is because it's going to be edited and altered. Now, I don't know what to. I know it's coming because the series is, I remember 1 month, actually it was the month Gege went on hiatus for like that those 4 or 5 weeks. And I just remember, I'll be seeing like the sales from manga, whatever, from the little shonen page or whatever. And I just remember them being number 1 for like the entire month. Like they just sold so many copies and it was just going crazy. And I'm like, fuck, man, like this shit's not even in the States yet. I'm thinking how massive it can be. And then I keep going back as to why. And I'm like, this symbol right here is just not going to fly. I mean, it doesn't matter how you want to explain it. It still is not good for history. So I'm assuming they're just waiting. Is it official? Or we kind of, I'm just assuming it's not here because of that.
I'm assuming that it's not here because of that. And they have to go in and every page and every panel have to edit that out. Which would take an enormous amount of time considering this has been out in 2017. Can't even make it to the damn States in a physical form in 2021. So that's 4 years.
Yeah.
So, listen, at this point, I would just start editing them. Don't even drop them until they're all out. Don't give me one chapter.
No. I mean, they're like I said, they're on that last arc too. I'm kind of with you. I think they might as well just wait. I think there's 230 chapters right now. Mm-hmm. So I'd say, just finish it.
Finish it.
Because the swastika is, or the Toman is, it's in the manga a lot.
Yeah.
Like they edited it out a lot in the anime already, but you see it on the outfits.
They edited it out at all.
In all of yeah. But you see it on the outfits way more buttons and patches and on the it's everywhere in the manga. So I mean, I'm sure we'll get it in the States. It's gonna be some shit.
Okay, so there are various fights throughout this entire thing. Of course, the show is all about violence. It's all about gang wars, gang violence. Toman is seemingly the most popular and the most strongest gang thus far because they have Mikey and Draken and all this other stuff like that. But there are people who want to usurp that. Toman versus Mobius.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It ends in a stabbing and an arrest.
I actually love that episode though. But there's some like confusion for me, and I'm gonna start with Mikey. I love Mikey. I love Draken, but there's no powers, there's no aura abilities, and somehow these two motherfuckers are just like
they're just stronger than everybody else.
I mean, they're just stronger than everybody else. No, not even from like visually. Like, there's no muscles or anything like that. They're fit. And they know martial arts better than everybody.
This must be how people felt in Dragon Ball, where it's like, why is Goku stronger than everybody else?
Like, Mikey's beating up guys like twice his age and shit. I'm like, what is going on, bro?
And then in Z, they're like, oh, he's an alien. Oh my god, yes, that makes complete sense. Maybe
you don't get
aliens.
that here, though.
No,
you don't get that here.
No. Mobius tries to launch a surprise attack on Toman. They have 100,000 niggas, of course.
Mm-hmm. Pulled up.
Try to launch a surprise attack on Toman. But Pa, one of the hitters, I guess.
He was a right man. I would feel like
he stabs one of the leaders immediately.
Yo, like, let me tell you about this shit. So when I first of all, like, again, this is a violent ass series. So whenever he stabbed him, I'm like, okay, yeah, nigga. That's me. That's me in the seat. That's me in the seat at home. But they're like, what did you do? How could you do? I'm like, bro, y'all on some gang shit. I mean, he just stabbed a nigga. Like, he went. I think Mikey even checked dude's pulse afterwards or something. Like, I'm like, bro, who cares, bro? Like, y'all enemies. But that apparently just like crossed the line. You're just supposed to beat your opponent's ass as much as possible. Even though, dude, like, they raped his girlfriend.
Yeah.
Like, what do you want him to do?
Yeah.
Like, I don't get it, bro. Like,
OD.
I'm sorry, bro. I'm sitting here. I'm like, they wiped his girl. They raped his girlfriend in front of him. Okay, and then beat her up, and then beat him up. Now you don't want him to stab dude? Mm-hmm. I don't know. I'm just saying.
So then, of course, a couple people get arrested. I love when they do arrest on the show because it's just like, and 2 people were arrested, and 1 person killed. And then they just go on with the regular ass show, rest of the show.
We don't see him get arrested.
Fast forward a little bit. Takemichi, I think one other person, Draken, and somebody else are just alone. There's like pretty much 4 members of Toman, and Mobius comes up pulling again with 100,000.
That's right.
Niggas. And somehow the 4 members of Toman, they're alive. I mean, shit.
Yeah, hey.
I mean, Draken gets stabbed. So that is and then also I believe Takemichi gets stabbed in the hand.
Yeah, right through it.
And then uses like anime resolve to choke
Hey, you
out.
gotta have. If you don't have resolve, you have nothing in anime.
So one of the bullies from the earlier chapters I guess he goes over to Mobius and he gets in a fight with Takemichi and he stabs him in the hand. Takemichi uses his resolve to choke out Masotaka until he loses consciousness. So Takemichi's won his first gang fight. Look at that. Choked him out.
You can choke him out until he passes out, but you can't stab anybody.
And this was the fight that Draken was supposed to die, but he doesn't die.
He doesn't. So that changes something. Something changed.
So anyway, they go back into the future and
try to figure out what happened, bro.
And
isn't that when he goes to see
Hina?
My boy?
No. He goes to see
He goes to see his best friend, right? Or used to be his best friend.
Yeah. And he's a hairdresser now or something.
Who you talking about? You talking about when he dyed his hair red?
I think so. All right, so
he got tatted up.
All right, so I don't remember what timeline we talk about.
Okay, hold on. When he went back to the present, oh, maybe I'm rather behind or ahead.
You might be ahead. You might be ahead. Remember.
Okay. See, this is what happens, Meelz. This is what happens, nigga.
He goes back in the future, and Naoto is there, and he's like, "You saved the past," and it's like, "How are you still here?" I've changed things in the past, but
you should disintegrate.
Yeah, you should be still here. He says, "No, Hina's alive now. Let's go see her." So they go see Hina, and there's a little bit of love in the air because they like each other and stuff like that. And I'm sure he's appreciative that she's not dead, and she's just appreciative that he's here. Right, not gang shit no more. Apparently. Wrong.
Still about this shit.
It's still about it.
Can't get in, you can't get out.
So, Akon, who is one of Takemichi's old friends, attempts to kill Takemichi and absolutely kills Hina in the process. So they were sitting in the car in the parking lot, and for some reason Takemichi goes to step out because he's just like, "Oof, we're getting hot flashes. This is all too much for me." So he takes a little bit of breather. Hina's on her phone. She's like, "Damn, I wish I would have said something like reassuring or something." And then kablam, a car rams right into the back of her car. And Takemichi's like, "Yo, what the hell is going on?" I mean, there are definitely some details I'm missing, but this is the main detail.
I'm about to say, this is what you need.
Yeah. So I thought this was like a very pivotal point of this season thus far, because it shows no matter what,
you can't play around with this shit, man.
You can't escape this life. You can't escape this life. Man. You can go back in the past all you want. It's not going to change nothing. And I wish he realized that at the end of this season. I mean,
if you look at even Dragon Ball Z with Trunks, it really didn't change nothing outside of the fact that he got stronger and got back and got to handle business prior. But that was it.
Right.
Nothing changed. So
we see the driver of the car is Akon, his best friend. He's like, "Yo, why weren't you in the car?" He's like, bleh. So he's dead from driving a car into a car.
Yeah.
And then Takemichi goes in the front seat and it's like, "Yo, Hina, we got to get out of here. We got to get out of here." And he looks down and her legs are completely donezo.
Yeah. Just smashed.
She's like, "I don't even know how I'm still alive right now." And he's like, what would you have done in that situation? Do you grab her and hope she stays alive after the fact? Or do you just like, "All right, you done for her. Like, it's a wrap"?
Yeah, I mean, I'm saying my goodbyes, bro. I mean, you're already in pain, man. What am I supposed to do?
If you can't feel your legs, how are we supposed to get out of here?
Yeah, man. I mean, I can't carry you. I mean, I guess I could. But but at the same time, if you pull her anyway, you may.
She might be whoop.
Exactly. Then that's really bad.
Right.
It makes the situation 10 times worse.
Absolutely. So he hugs her and leaves her, and the car explodes. And
oh man! Now that I think about it, maybe I should have.
Car OD explodes. Just whatever. He goes to her funeral, and I don't know why I'm laughing. So yeah, he goes to her funeral. He honors her at the funeral. Also, he goes to see Draken in the future, who's on death row.
Of course he is.
So he's still gonna die after all this because of Kiseki. And so he's like, "Yo, by all means, you need to stop Kiseki, like, entirely." And Takemichi vows, he's like, "Listen, I'm gonna save this entire world. I'm gonna become the head of Tomon." And he goes back in the past.
We're back.
All right. This final arc of the first season, the Valhalla arc. So let's establish some things. Kiseki is now public enemy number 1. There is no more, "We're trying to save Draken. We're trying to save Hina." It's
it doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah, Kiseki. It's Kiseki at the end of the day, because he knows that he corrupted Tomon, and that is the reason why there's so much violence in the world currently. So, but Kiseki becomes the leader of the 3rd division because I forgot what was the reason why.
Did somebody die?
Somebody, I mean, I'm pretty sure someone died.
I feel like somebody died.
And he promised that he could save them from Valhalla or something along those lines. Like something along those lines. So Takemichi, my brain. Takemichi's like, yo, you can't do this. Like, you need to stop making 1st division. And he's like, yo, I'll take him out the gang if you bring back Baji, former 1st division Captain Baji, from Valhalla. And I'll get rid of Kiseki if that happens. So then there's the funny backstory of Baji and Kazutora with the bike shop.
Yeah.
I found this story hilarious.
They try to surprise Mikey?
Yeah. They're in a bike gang, and Mikey's the only one with a moped while everyone has actual bikes. So they're like, oh, we're going to get him a bike for his birthday or Christmas or whatever.
It's like, how does he not have like the nicest one already?
Yeah. So they go into the bike shop. He's like, yo, I want to steal this bike. It's like, I think we should just buy it. And he's like, nah, let's steal it. So they go into the bike shop and attempt to steal the bike. And then the owner of the bike shop shows up, and homeboy gets clammed by a damn metal pipe. Like, wow. And killed with a shot with a metal pipe. Which would probably never kill anybody else in the history of anime. I feel like
not in what most niggas in anime eat that shit. They like the pipe dies usually, like, you know. So yeah, this was a rare moment in history right here.
He is a true civilian in this show. The pipe dies. Anyway, they find out that the owner of the bike shop is Mikey's brother.
Bro, it's not funny, bro, but like,
bro, why couldn't you get him the bike then?
It's not funny, bro, but like, how did they, like, they were really just trying to surprise Mikey with a bike, bro. They fucked around and killed.
Why couldn't Mikey's brother get him a bike?
I don't know. He's a top dog, bro. How does he not have it already?
Why did they realize all after the fact? Like, that this is, yo, oh my God, who's that? I remember, it's Mikey's brother. No, don't hit him.
Oh, man.
Dead. And then, so they're getting arrested from the bike shop, obviously, for killing the owner.
Right, of course.
And Kazutora is like, I have to kill Mikey now because he drove me to this life of crime for trying to appease him and blah, blah, blah. Boy, did I have a good laugh at that bike shop shit, because I was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah. Like, the episode's called, like, wait, no, it's Once Upon a Time. Never mind. I was about to say the next episode's called No Way.
Anyway, so there's Bloody Halloween that's coming up, and this is when they research the past in the present. It was like, yo, this is that event. This is the event where Mikey kills Kazutora, and Toman, once again, and all of its labors is not going to be the same because Mikey is now in this depressive state for killing Kazutora, and Baji also dies and stuff like that. So they have the Bloody Halloween Brawl, which is Valhalla versus Toman. And it's very dramatic. It lasts a couple episodes. I don't really like the fight scenes in the show, to be honest with you. It's a little bit.
I mean, they're not. Yeah, they make it. They want it to be as like. I mean, they're not action based.
No, they're not action. They're
that's the issue.
And or kicking and weapons. They're not like. I remember. So, do you remember at the top of this year the big fight between Armin and Eren?
Yeah, of course.
Like, even that's a nice little like step. They had like a little camera moving, like a 2-piece dumps over the table. It wasn't.
It was intense. Fight, it was intense.
But yeah, the moment and everything was built up to that. This show features none of that, unfortunately. But Baji is supposed to end up being this double agent for Valhalla or something along those lines, and
snitch, traitor, set tripper.
Kazutora ends up killing Baji, kind of. Well, no, he stabs Baji, and then we think Baji's dead. But I mean,
I think he's
stabbing doesn't kill in this show. But then there's this whole dramatic scene at the end where Mikey is about to kill Kazutora in a sense, and then Takemichi stops him, and then I think Baji ends up killing himself for just being like, yo, I didn't want this life to happen. Blah, blah. I'm gonna die anyway. Blah, blah, blah. There's way more to this fight than I'm saying it, but it's just like...
I know, but it stretches like 3-4 episodes, I believe. So
yeah, it's like gang shit, you know? I would watch it. So... in the modern day, this depression is supposed to lead to Valhalla taking over Toman. But now in this current day, now that it has been stopped, Toman wins the battle. And now Takemichi now gets to join Toman, and he becomes, was it 3rd division leader, 1st division leader? He becomes some sort of leader.
Yeah, they put him as head of something, but I don't know.
Yeah. I had bullet points from Bloody Halloween. Mikey is OP.
He absolutely.
Kazutora is arrested instead of killed, which I guess is a better result than... I mean, would you rather be arrested or killed?
Depends on how long I'm going away.
Very true.
I mean, I'm just saying.
This show, he becomes 1st division captain. I had it in my notes.
There you go.
And he is now closer to being at the top of Toman, which my autocorrect is saying Roman every time I type in Toman.
Roman. That's from typing Roman Reigns so much.
Yeah, you're right. So we go back to the future towards the end of this season thing. And everyone's rich. They're having these nice, this is true mob ties type shit. They're having a dinner.
It all came together
in a big hotel and stuff like that. I hate how Takemichi goes back to, he goes back to the past. He goes into the future, and no matter what timeline he lands in, he has no idea what's going on.
Never.
Naoto, he doesn't have his name saved in his phone. He's like, that's weird. This nigga been with me every time I change time. So like, he is no longer here. That's weird. He goes up and he's having meetings with everybody. Oh, everyone's thriving and excellence and all this other stuff like that. And he meets Kiseki, and he's like, Kiseki's like, yo, can I see you and Chief of you alone by the side? And I would have immediately, that would have been a red flag.
Yeah, I mean, by the side?
Yeah.
Let's talk in front of everyone.
I just spent 3 different timelines trying to stop you from doing this thing. And Kiseki's like, yo, I'm sorry, man. Like, I didn't want it to be like this. And I know you've always hated me on the low, but, you know, we're going to make things better now and we're rich and, you know, blah, 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 nah, nah, nah. And then all that means for naught because Kiseki's an asshole and he drugs them.
Like, come on, dude.
I would have been like, what? Why am I drinking this? You don't even drink
it. It's weird.
Like, I'm pretty sure Takemichi doesn't even drink. But
he doesn't.
He's like, yo, aren't I like 17?
Like, gang shit though.
No, I think this is in the future. They got to be more older than 17. But so they go back, but then again, they're in middle schoolers when they're having.
I'm about to say it's 12. It's 12 years, right? So they're probably in their early 20s.
Yeah, late 20s, somewhere. But the fact that this all went down in middle schoolers and no one from society has stopped them or arrested them.
Are there any parents?
Yeah, are there any parents?
In season 1?
Draken lives in a brothel.
Draken does live in a brothel. His mom's was a hoe. His dad was abusive. Draken, I told you, Draken's backstory is disturbing.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is.
Anyway, so Kiseki ends up, they get drugged, they wake up, they're tied to chairs. Kiseki pretty much shoots Chief Yu's brains out. And then shoots a hole through Takemichi's leg and the chair. Like the bullet goes through his leg.
Hey man, it's all about detail, man.
Also through the bottom of the chair. And in the anime, he's like screaming. Crying. It's like, yo! And Chief Yu's like, yo, chill out. And he's like, nigga.
Yeah, like you just shot me through my leg, bro. Now there's wood chips in it.
Oh my god. Anyway, so Chief Yu's dead in this future. And we end on the cliffhanger of will Kisaki, who now has a gun to Takemichi's head, will he kill him too? And lights go out, and that's the end of the season.
That's it. The crybaby.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I took a look at I looked at the chapter afterwards to see actually what happened. I was like, wow, this is some real.
It's not what you
television.
I was about to say, yeah, it's not what you want it to be.
Not at all. But listen, Tokyo Revengers, how do we feel about it? What's our general over?
I feel like overall it's probably one of them ones, but I have come to the conclusion that it may not be all for me.
I feel like you really gotta accept a lot.
You do, I know, and what I'm saying, it's just not. I need more supernatural spirits to really indulge
stuff to explain stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I told you I love Mikey. First I try to find a character that I can like really love and like devote myself to, but there's not enough of Mikey for me to really do it. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I like the series though, but it's probably still one of them ones from like a success standpoint. But
yeah,
I don't think it like. I mean, if we put it on a table with like Jujutsu and Demon Slayer and Attack on Titan and My Hero, like just at least the things that are popping right now, I still think it would come below them all.
Yeah,
So I mean, if that says anything, although it's very successful, it's doing very well, and it's good, but first season was a little wonky.
I've learned that if you like a lot of violence, you love the show. But otherwise, if you like a lot of violence, you probably like the show. But there's way too much stuff for me to ignore to like the show.
I hear you.
Like way too many stuff for me to ignore. But I think the characters, there's a lot of characters. Like there's a lot of people that I haven't even talked about that are featured in the show that have like actual like lines and are part of the show and stuff like that I didn't even bother to talk about. So maybe there's too many characters.
There's a lot.
I
not like My Hero a lot, but
yeah. But like
in a different way.
I like that. I mean, they all fighting for a similar cause type of thing. Like there's a very grounding aspect of the show. But again, like I said, there's way too much for me to ignore to truly enjoy this show. But you know what? Sometimes I'm willing to ignore it. I'll be like, okay, let's see where this goes. But you know what? Actually, I don't know, because I feel like it's sometimes to ignore it. Like for instance, right? Like Demon Slayer, I can ignore if it's like a bad storyline because it looks fantastic.
Yeah, this isn't the greatest looking anime. I think it's clean and consistent on that level, but it's not like mind-blowing stuff, I mean, and that comes with the fact that it's not supernatural at all outside of the time traveling aspect. It's just young kids fighting with their fists and their feet.
And that is Tokyo Revengers, people. We hope you enjoyed. We hope we enjoyed this weekend. If you're going to be at Anime NYC, holla at us. We'll be there.
Absolutely. Meet us there.
Don't meet us there. Beat us there. What? Oh my God. Okay. Yes, you can follow us at The Lookout RNC on Twitter. You can follow us at The Lookout on RNC Radio and anywhere where you listen to podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, et cetera. Yeah, that's kind of all that I got for this week's episode. I'm very, very happy we did Tokyo Revengers because this was funny now in retrospect.
I mean, we had to, time travel episodes, we make the best of them always.
Absolutely. Soon we'll have to start rewatching Attack on Titan because
the
show is coming back.
The show is coming back, and I want to start over. So
I want to start over too. So
I do,
listen,
really
how about
it's
this?
Been a minute.
You tell me when you start, and I'll start too.
Wow. Yes. That's awesome. And send me some Pokemon Journey episodes. And I will start that as well. Yeah.
All right. Until then, don't meet us there. Beat us there. Just look out. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.